So we're here at the Graham Apartments today. This is a multifamily property, 446 units that we're acquiring. Right now we're performing the due diligence. We've spent the past 2 days inspecting all components of the property and also looking at the upgrades that we can do and how we can add value to this property. We're extremely excited. It's, as you can see, it's well taken care of. The existing owner did a very good job with the cosmetics on the exteriors and then really modernizing the property. So our value add play here is we're gonna come in, we're gonna upgrade about 40% of the units. Right now the lease turns, they're getting about 20 to 30% rent growth on their lease turns, and that's not even including the premiums. So on top of that, there's an $80 to $100 premium on the upgraded units. So there's a lot of meat left on the bone. So we're excited to come in here and put our business plan into action. And we're gonna go ahead and show you some more about the property and see if you're interested in investing in this property with us. So I wanted to go over some of the upgrades that we're going to be doing, some of the cosmetics that we're going to be adding. We're going to focus a lot on the amenities. So while we're upgrading the interior units, we want to make sure that we're also upgrading our amenities. Back here, this was a track that they at one time created. As you can see, it looks pretty rough. Nobody uses it. So what we're going to do, one of our favorite amenities, is a soccer field. We're going to do a nice big old soccer field. And we may also do some sunshades in the back so you can have your family sitting down, hanging out while the kids are there playing soccer. As far as the buildings go, the paint job, we like the colors. Overall, it still looks pretty good, but we're gonna add, we're gonna paint the metal because it's already starting to come off, and we're also gonna paint the doors. With those two things, it's going to brighten it up a little bit more and make it look fresh and appealing. As far as deferred maintenance, we've got about 50% of the roofs we're going to have to replace. We've got about, still looking at the numbers on our ACs, but maybe about 30% of the ACs we're going to end up replacing those as well. The boilers look to be in pretty good shape, just maybe some minor tune-ups. Interior units seem to be pretty standard, pretty clean as we go in there. We know the ones we need to upgrade. There's currently only 2 down units and they were already working on them, getting them rent ready. So interiors are going to be pretty clean and easy. Deferred maintenance wise, nothing we can't handle, and amenity wise, we think we're going to really didn't talk about the pools. So you got 3 pools on this site, 446 units. One pool is okay, the other 2 are in pretty bad shape. So we're gonna definitely upgrade all 3 of them, get them in working order, add some more pool furniture, and just get it to be a nice place where the residents wanna hang out at. And then there's a couple playgrounds throughout which need to be fixed up. You know, it needs mulch. One needs to be painted. So they're good, solid playgrounds. They just need some tender love and care. And one last thing on the exteriors. Not sure if you can really see some here, but they added some cedar accents, which looks really nice. But you can also see That was done about 4 years ago. So we're gonna go back and restain it and reseal it and get it to pop. That's about it as far as our CapEx and business plan. Really excited about the deal. It's cash flowing very well, and you know, looking at last month's lease turns, we're really excited. You know, we didn't project for that 20 to 30% on just lease turns. So yeah, can't wait to get it closed, and hopefully you can join us on this investment. So one of the things we really like to pay close attention to is security. So when we get to a property, we want the residents that are living there to feel safe. So one of the first things we do is we fix all the gates. We make sure that they're all working appropriately, that there's the gates to go in and out are working so that the residents feel safe. We also replace all the exterior lighting with LED, unless it's already been replaced, but in this property it has not. So we will be replacing all of the wall packs with LED lighting. The front gate is not working, so we'll be fixing the front gate. We also made note of some areas where the perimeter fence is missing some pickets or there's a gate missing. So we'll make sure to budget for all of that. There's also cameras on site, so we'll make sure and see how much coverage we're getting with those cameras and whether it's worth adding more cameras to the property as well.
All right, so we're in a vacant unit at the Graham Apartments doing our full due diligence. This is probably like our 325th unit. We walk in 2 days. Should probably wrap it up by the end of the day today or tomorrow or Monday. This here is unit 102, and on our system, we're using HappyCo, which a lot of people know it. Just kind of to show you the software. This here has, you know, it marks the unit. We're able to kind of mark out everything we look at. We have from the living room, and it goes to the kitchen, and you know, such and such bathroom and all that good stuff. So the first thing we do, just to kind of give you up to the unit, we put vacant, and I have to get a picture of the door so we can get the door number and find out if we need to change the door or not. This is just an example of what we're doing. So I'll put good here, and it will take a picture. So on this unit, what I look for is when I walk in units, as I go through the living room, the system asks me to check the flooring. Obviously we mark carpet, but my main thing, obviously you want to be very efficient in time. So I check subfloor. So I take a couple steps in the area. If I see some issues, if I see the building preliminary outside already had some foundation issues, if the wall or the door has a gap, that tells me a lot. So I'll know I'll see subfloor issues, right? So in this one specifically, since it's vacant, it's easy. They've done a lot of work on this one already. So on my system, I'm gonna mark on my flooring, I'm gonna put carpet, I'm gonna put that it's good, and then the light fixtures, and there's no light fixture here, so I don't put nothing, but usually I go straight to the den and I'll connect it. So here, this one seems to be a partial upgrade. So it has the LED lighting on the kitchen. It has the LED lighting on the den, in kitchen. So I will put good light fixtures, but the next option it tells me is drywall. These units are in pretty good shape, but things like this, or if you see the lighting over by the lighting, those are drywall repairs. We have minor, moderate, major, and down. Obviously we're gonna put just minor, but at the end of the day, it's still cost effective when we look at all that. On the cabinets, as you see, these aren't closing all the way, so it doesn't mean that they're bad. They might need just a hinge, a rail, or something. So we just put repairs. We're not gonna put replacement, repairs. Our appliance package, it's white. However, lately we've been going to black, but if it's a major scratch, I'll put, you know, replace the stove or whatnot. Backsplash is good, the lighting's good, and then we keep checking it off. Our faucet, I always check to make sure that there's no leaks when I turn it on. They're both running good, just needs a little cleaning. From our scope of work, generally when we do due diligences, if it's one of our assets or Elevate CAG's assets, we automatically put new resurfacing. Not for mica, that'd be a change order, or we just go case by case. But here's new resurfacing. We do repair things like this on the resurfacing status. The color's pretty good, still carpet. Then we go in here, like for example this, when it tells me the light fixtures is missing this, so I would put repair, I wouldn't put replace, because we can find the glass cover for it. Our bedrooms, it tells me light fixture good, flooring good, same thing. I check if we have an issue with the subfloor, which Here we seem to be good. Our lights LEDs. This here seems to be an access panel, but since it's just an access panel, we should need to paint it. So I'm gonna put just minor repair work, nothing major. It wouldn't affect the price. I always make sure I check our HVAC returns, make sure they're in place, not leaking. Our thermostat that has batteries, that's very important for me. And the bathroom, one of the biggest things we check too is, obviously this one has a minor upgrade, so it has a new faucet, but we can either resurface the sink, so I check that. This needs a little bit of repair. We're gonna check that too. I check it off on the system. New toilets, we're switching to low flow, so I'm automatically putting new ones. On our tubs, our scope is always resurface tubs and resurface tile. And we'll obviously flush these lines. So I check all that. I can't flush them now, and I can't check if they flush or not. But it'll let me know if I see major leakage, any humidity. That'll tell me a lot. And then we have one more bedroom here. On this bedroom, they've done repairs as well. So it has minor drywall touch-ups, nothing major. The subfloor here is pretty sturdy. Over here we have the second bathroom, also needs repairs, same exact thing. So it's pretty generic. Once we get the flow, we get it good. But this will let the investors exactly where all their dollar is going. This one here, we also check the panels. Except this specific unit has the panels outside. But some have stab locks. And stab locks, you know, we have an issue with insurance, maybe not getting insured, replacing it, all that good stuff. But yeah, no, units are pretty easy to walk when they're vacant. When they're occupied also, but we have to deal with what's around you. You can't get to every little nitpick. But once we know one layout, we practically know them all. So that's what we do. And then we submit a happy code, it saves the draft, and we're good to go. And then it'll populate on different sheets. It gives you data, the analysis of what we found, and it will split the cost of where everything is going. And that's how we determine where our budget number will be and what you need to replace or repair the interior units, case by case.
So we just wrapped up our due diligence here at the Graham Apartments. This is a 446 unit multifamily property. We came in here and did the physical due diligence as well as the lease audit. Yesterday we had about 12 team members doing the lease audit. It was craziness inside the leasing office, everybody on top of each other, but we're able to confirm all the leases, all the contracts, and that coupled with our unit by unit walks, we'll be able to know exactly what we're getting into as far as what units are vacant, which are down, which ones have proper leases in place, which ones don't. And then at the same time, we're performing our physical due diligence. So our crews are out there right now finishing up walking all units. So we always do 100% of the unit by unit walks. I believe we use a software so we know exactly how many units we've done, how many we have not been able to get into. So that's one thing we'll check now when the team gets back, see how many we had no access to. And then on the final day, we'll make sure we get access to those units as well. We've been able to document everything using that software so we know exactly how many units we're gonna upgrade, what materials we're gonna need. And then at the same time, we've got our trades going around. We've jumped on all the roofs. We know that we're gonna be replacing, I believe it's 20 out of the 41 roofs. We have our plumber scheduled for Monday to come and scope every single line. So every clean out will be scoped. We'll know exactly what we're dealing with as far as the sewer lines. We've got galvanized piping here, so we really wanna know what's going on there and what condition they're in so that we can budget appropriately for that. We'll also be checking out the metal work, seeing if there's any supports that need to be added, any steps, see if there's any foundation work. So we've seen from walking the units, we always make note if we see any foundation issues, any cracks in the walls, any floors that aren't leveled. And then we have our foundation company come out and take levels and see exactly what we need to do to stabilize that. One of the biggest things that I stress the most is drainage. A lot of the times the foundation is failing because your drainage is not right. So we'll make sure to check the drainage and see where we need to add surface drains or French drains, where we need to kick out the downspouts away from the foundation. And that way, you know, the foundation can hold and we won't have any issues moving forward. Concrete, we always take a look at the concrete. We make sure we fix any tripping hazards, any potholes in the concrete on the parking lot. Restripe, we usually come in and do a restripe unless it's been done in the last year or so. We take note of the signage. You know, overall the signage is in great shape. The paint itself is in pretty good shape. There is siding that needs to be restained and resealed. And we also did notice that the metal can use a new paint job as well. We always do a lot of tree trimming coming into these properties. We want to get all the branches off the roof. We want to get all the trees up and looking right. And then we'll budget for adding some landscape as well and really help with the curb appeal. And then we've made note of the amenities and what's needed. For instance, the pool. You know, this pool, we've noted that it could use a recoping, retiling, and possibly a deep clean. And then the other two pools need more work than that. So overall, after performing our due diligence, we did not find anything that was a huge red flag. It's pretty much in the condition that we thought it was going to be from our property tour. We were able to confirm some items, like the roofs that we knew we were going to have to replace some. Now we know exactly how many we need to replace. Interior unit wise, we've been able to really pinpoint how many of the units we need to upgrade and what type of condition they're in. And overall, they are in pretty good condition, and they're going to be very easy to upgrade. As far as the amenity upgrades, you know, we're able to get a better idea of what the property is going to need. We asked some of the residents what they would like to see. We've asked the staff what they think the residents would like to see. The fact that this property has 20 plus acres and is very open. We've got a lot of room to make improvements there. So really excited on that end. And overall, the major components from the sewer lines to the boilers to your roofs, exterior walls, foundation, we feel very confident in what we've been able to find, and that it's nothing that we can't go ahead and fix and harden the property, which will then allow us to, you know, spend more money on the upgrades and feel comfortable that we're going to have a product that's going to be nice for our residents and also last for a long time. So overall, it's been a great due diligence at this property, and we're excited to get the CapEx completed.